Gyokeres deal almost complete. Personal terms have been agreed. Make sure you're liking and subscribing and doing all that good stuff. Welcome back, familiar to Northside LDN. And Gyokeres is almost over the line. Deal almost at completion time. Listen, big up to everyone that's locked in. Gyokeres, as the reports are saying, Gyokeres has already agreed personal terms on a 5-year deal and has been awaiting a club-to-club agreement. He is now expected to join Arsenal in a deal worth 63.5 million euros, which is 54.86 million pounds, with a further 8.64 million pounds in add-ons. Let's just get this deal over the line. Like I said, it's dragged on so much that it's taking the excitement out of the deal. Let's just be completely honest. With that being said, I'm happy about the signing. This is the striker that I wanted us to go out and get. We have now got that signing over the line, and I am happy with that. I'm happy with the signing. I think it's the type of signing that I think we need more of. Players that comfortably get into our starting 11, that are currently better than what we have, and move the needle. And we've been needing a top striker. Moreno, decent job, but you're not the guy to get us over the line. You're not a natural striker. Havertz, it's really funny how all the people that loved Havertz and tried to justify Havertz and told us how Havertz should be a signing that we should be behind, and a player that if you don't see what Havertz does, you don't understand football, now want a player that scores goals. I just find that funny, but it is what it is. This is the signing that I wanted, but there's a lot more business to be done. What worries me is how long it's taken us to get certain signings over the line. But ultimately, if we get the signings that we need, then it is what it is. We still got a lot more business to do. Let's not forget, we've got a bench that's not good enough. And like I said before, and I'll keep saying this, the best way to replace the bench, the best way to fix the bench is get players that comfortably get into the starting 11. And Gyokeres gets into the starting 11. Let's just be real. And those are the signings that you need to add to your team when you're finishing second 3 years in a row and you want to get over the line. You need players that move the needle. And for me, like I said, Gyokeres, great signing. Zubimendi, I'm happy with that signing. Kepa, not happy with that signing. But it is what it is. Norgard, steady Eddie, doesn't move the needle, isn't a signing that I'm really that excited about. So, listen, it's one of them ones where Zubimendi is going to be a starter because Partey's now gone. Gyokeres is now a starter. Now go forward and build the right team around the striker. And what I mean by that is we had Aubameyang, and we didn't build a team around Aubameyang good enough to win major honours. And we wasted a lot of Aubameyang's time. When he was getting Golden Boot with Harry Kane, scoring 20-plus goals a season, but around him, there was a lot of players that weren't to his level. Gyokeres is coming into a better squad than what Aubameyang came into, but it is a squad that has a lot of weaknesses. A number 10 that will struggle to create him chances going up against teams that press well, that are physical, that will bully us in the midfield. Odegaard is not going to link up with Gyokeres in those situations. On the left-hand side, we've got nobody that actually creates enough good chances to make sure that Gyokeres gets big numbers and service in the big games. Trossard, it looks like we're going to, he's been linked to other clubs. It looks like we're getting rid of him. Martinelli is brain dead when he gets into the final third. We're struggling to get rid of him. And this Gyokeres deal does not shadow the fact that we're going for Madueke. Now, Madueke coming to Arsenal, he's going to have to start him. Most likely he's going to start on the left. What is Madueke going to create for Gyokeres? Madueke is not a great finisher. Great finisher. He's not great in terms of his crossing ability and his passing ability. That is not what we need alongside Gyokeres. Saka, no problem. Saka can finish, he can cross, he can link up. Saka's no problem. The right-hand side is no problem in terms of our starting 11. But that number 10 and the left-hand side, where's that creativity coming for Gyokeres? In terms of a deep line playmaker trying to hit teams on a counter-attack, who's going to spark the counter-attack? Who's going to see Gyokeres' run from deep and spray those passes to split defenses. We used to have Thomas Partey. He's now left. Norgard ain't going to do that. Zubimendi ain't going to do that. And Declan Rice ain't going to do that. So this is the thing. It's all great having a striker, and I'm happy that we're getting Gyokeres over the line. I'm very happy about that signing. There's nothing negative that I have to say about getting Gyokeres over the line. Is it a risk? Yes, I said every player is a risk, but take calculated risks. Then at this moment, when there's not many top strikers in world football, this is a calculated risk and a signing that is worth the chance, is worth the risk. But as I said, there's been a lot of games where we become unstuck. And a lot of the times, yes, it has been the finishing, which bringing Gyokeres to the club improves that. But we also need a left winger that can take their opportunities, that can score their goals, and that can also create and facilitate for the striker. And like I said, 2 good signings doesn't allow you and give you a pass to bring in a signing like Madueke. And that is where, for me, it's gone sideways. In the fact that we're getting Madueke and he's yet to be announced, and it looks like it's all go. For me, I just don't see what Madueke brings to this team, and I don't see how he helps Gyokeres, which is why I just feel like I've still got a lot of work to do in terms of the creativity of this team and players that are of the level to help facilitate for Gyokeres for us to really be a team that can get over the line and that can fill me with enough confidence going into next season. I just still feel like our attack is incomplete. And this is why I want us to move a lot faster in the window, because there's a lot that needs to be done. As I said, we've got Ethan there. You know, Ethan ain't going to play over Odegaard. We need better than Odegaard. Even though I think Ethan's better than Odegaard, he's not going to play over Odegaard. And that is the problem. Go and get us Eze. Go and get us Lookman. These are players that will facilitate and get the best out of Gyokeres as well as bringing other attributes to the team. They bring creativity. They bring goal scoring ability as well into the team. They can turn up in big games. Eze turned up for Crystal Palace. Lookman turned up for Atalanta in a European final. These are the players that we need to move the needle. At Arsenal before, I've seen before when we had Ozil and Alexis Sanchez. But guess what? It wasn't enough to win a major honour. Do you know why? Because the team was incomplete. And it could be in various reasons. Our defence back then wasn't good enough. We didn't have... The team was just not good enough as a whole, as a starting 11. And right now, yes, we've got a very good defence, but that midfield looks very stagnant. Very stagnant. And that front three looks uneven. The left-hand side is nowhere near to the quality of the right-hand side of our attack. And yes, bringing Gyokeres into the team gives us a striker that can make a difference. But you still need other players to play their position. I just saw Chelsea cooking PSG. They had a midfield of Reece James and Caicedo bullying that midfield. They had Enzo creating space, being a workman. You had Cole Palmer cooking on the right-hand side. You had Neto making great runs and linking up with the other players. They had a balanced attack and a balanced midfield, and that is what we need if we're going to win major honours. We need balance. One thing that we need as well is a plan B. The way Chelsea cooked PSG had no plan B. We can't keep getting like-for-like players. We need players with different attributes. And this is why I'm saying, listen, be happy. I'm not saying don't be happy about Gyokeres. I'm happy about Gyokeres. But you can see through others' mistakes and through our own mistakes where you come up short. Not having a plan B. Not having players off the bench that can make a difference. Not having a balanced and good enough starting 11 in every part of the team. And that's what we got to work on, because there's still a lot. Like I said, I'm still sitting here waiting for a number 10. I'm waiting for a left winger of quality. I'm talking about top quality. We need a right winger, because Anything happens to Saka, we're now back to the same problem. I mean, you can play Ethan. I don't think you get the best out of Ethan on the right hand side. There's no space for excuses. We've just seen Chelsea beat the European champions. Don't tell me about time. Don't tell me about process. Don't tell me about the players are too young. How old are the Chelsea players? Player for player. Most people will say PSG, player for player. And if you go for a starting lineup, they'd put more PSG players in the starting 11 than Chelsea players. They just beat them. So I don't want to see no excuses. I don't want to see no excuses. And God help us. God help Arsenal Football Club. If PSG bottle it like they did against Chelsea, going up against Spurs in the Super Cup. If Spurs win the Super Cup, oh my God. Oh, I'm telling you. I am absolutely telling you, we are absolutely finished. We're absolutely finished. I don't want to hear no excuses, bro. I've seen phase one Maresca win 2 trophies. Phase one, you know. And people can say Maresca, oh, Chelsea have spent money. Well, so have Arsenal. We're closing in on £1 billion. We've given this manager 6 years when he should have never got the job. What's going on? What's going on? Chelsea have bought João Pedro. Changed the team dramatically. Listen, Chelsea just won. They literally just won the Club World Cup with a goalkeeper that we all know is a bozo. And yet they won it with that guy. Have Chelsea got one of the best centre-back partnerships in Europe? No, but they won a major honour. There is no excuse for Arsenal. There's no excuse. They still got players that they need to bring into their team because their team is not complete. Their process isn't complete, yet they're still picking up trophies. Trophies we've never seen. So this is why I can't get over the top about Gyokeres, because there's still a lot that needs to be addressed. And I'm seeing other teams with less time with their process and a manager that isn't the most experienced manager, yet they're getting over the line. What's the excuse? The excuses have run out. The excuses have run out. So, yes, thank you. We got Gyokeres. There's still a lot more business to do. And the same people that want to argue with me are the same people that told me it was a 10 out of 10 window when we got Kai Havertz, or when we got Calafiori Moreno. And I kept telling you, these windows have not been good enough. We have not got in the players, all the players that we need. Nah, look at what we got. We got Kai Havertz, and then we got this player, that we got that player. I said, listen, we haven't done enough. They don't want to listen. They don't want to listen. They don't want to listen. Well, we'll see. We will see. Do you know what I mean? Like, ultimately, I just feel like this manager is going to be the cause of why, even if we got all the players that we need, why we're not going to win. But I've said this, and I'm going to continue to say this. It's not about Arteta. It's about Berta building and strengthening the team where it needs to strengthen, so the team is in the position that when we go and get God willing, we go and get our slot to take over, or we go and get our Maresca to take over. Either they already got their team. They've already got a team good enough. They got their striker. They got their left winger. They got the number 10. They got the deep line playmaker. God forbid if anything happens to one of our centre-backs. God forbid, because a couple of seasons, man told me we didn't win the league because, Saliba got injured. God forbid something happens to one of our centre-backs this season, because we already know that Kivior's not good enough. God forbid anything happens to Lewis Skelly. God forbid something happens to Lewis Skelly and Ben White. Because Timber right now is covering for both positions. Guess what? He can only cover one. So if we have multiple injuries like we did last season, he's going to play. If Timber covers for right back, let's just say if Skelly's injured and he doesn't start on the right as a right back. If Timber plays right, who plays left? Calafiori? Zinchenko? Uncomfortable conversations. But listen, make sure you lot are liking and subscribing. Let me know in the comments what you guys feel, how you feel about Gyokeres. Like I said, it's dragged on so much that it's kind of just taken that excitement away. I'll be completely real. But big up to everyone that's locked in. Big up to the man them. Make sure you're liking and subscribing, and we're out. Love.